What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got to talk about Steven Jackson and Sebastian Telfair as it pertains to some comments Sebastian Telfair has made on VladTV. I think it was like 4 days ago. If you want to go look at that clip, I'm not gonna post it here, but I'm gonna tell you pretty much what he said. He was talking about Kobe Bryant and saying like during his time in the league from 2004 to 2015, he saw Kobe having other women. And you think about what he went through in Colorado, that little situation with the hotel worker and everything, and how he had to beg, kind of to get his family back and all that at that early stage in his career. And, Sebastian was saying that one of the girls that Kobe was dealing with, he had her put up in some luxury apartments in LA, to have her close by. Um, he said that his ex-wife knew this woman and said like, she used to come around all the time, but then went missing for like 8 months and found out it was because Kobe had done snatched up and had been dealing with her on the side, and she was, readily available for Kobe when he wanted, pretty much to do what he wanted to do with her. And people's like, why now? You know what I'm saying? Why are you even saying that about a man who's no longer here to defend himself? Vanessa with her, with her kids, and the loss of Gigi and all that. Just to hear something like that, it almost sounds like you remember what happened with Steve McNair. Sound like he's describing that type of situation where a girl is put up, or be it another house, that you got that people don't even know about or that your spouse don't know about. Sounds like that situation. And so Steven Jackson didn't like hearing about this man, and he has something to say about it. Let's peep.
Hey man, to all the athletes that might go through hard times, the career don't go the way they want to go, just don't be Sebastian Telfair, dog. Okay? Don't be him. So anxious and so greedy to have some attention that he just walking around saying anything on our show, talking about Chris Paul and everybody. Now he going to saying stuff about Kobe. Like, bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, what are you gaining from that? What type of attention you think you gaining from that, bro? Like, that's the weakest shit in the world to even mention the dead about what's like. That's crazy, bro. But you can't be mad at people for the mistakes you made, for the decisions you made, all right? That's sad when a motherfucker got to bring up other people to make himself look better because he ain't got shit going on and he ain't doing nothing to be proud of. But I got to cut this weak shit out. Do not be Sebastian Telfair.
So Sebastian Telfair responded, Cam'ron, get your boy Steven Jackson about to go in 3, 2, 1. It is what it is. Got all the smoke numbers so low. RSVP Mace, tell this big homie. And so that's what he had to say, man. Um, and he continued. He said, at Stack 5, you lucky I got locked up. Would have been way up this last week. We got 56 dates lined up. St. John's next. You not me. All the smoke numbers are done. Next. And so that's what he had to say in response. Now I didn't necessarily like the move to try to pit all the smoke and it is what it is against each other, especially after they've both openly given the other platform love. There's no need to try to do that when you have an issue with somebody. That don't mean it's their issue, and you're trying to uh, go for people who are outspoken. And this is indicative of who he's been as a person. You know what I'm saying? This is a character thing as far as trying to pit two brothers together that's in the same media space that aren't clashing. Why would you make them clash? No, y'all just clashing. Cam'ron and Mase ain't got nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying? So to try to do that, I'm not a fan of that tactic. We're gonna look at what Marbury said because he actually called Marbury out earlier this year. I'm gonna be back because I got a lot more to say about this, but I just wanted to share that. Let's speak.
Let me speak and talk about my little cousin because I wrote something and I said something, and I understand my little cousin greatly. I understand him, and I feel him. And my little cousin was great growing up. I don't know if you see the picture of my little cousin up under up under my arm. The thing that was so amazing about Sebastian, one of the best things that I ever seen anybody do in basketball. And this is wild. This is super wild. He did it. He was the most amazing person that I ever seen do this. Do you know this little dude was playing basketball with skates on? Like rollerblades. That's how gifted and creative this guy was. Like my little cousin was nasty playing basketball with skates. How crazy is that? He was playing basketball with skates on, yo. So when you have this type of talent, when you have this embodiment to be able to do what he was capable of doing, I can understand why he could feel the way how he feels. And it could be arguably that he could be one of or the best high school basketball players. But to be honest, high school basketball wasn't what I inspired to dominate or to, make into a big thing. That wasn't my thing, because I tell people now, it's one thing making it to the NBA and it's another thing playing in the NBA. So when people are like, "Oh, you're in the NBA," no, I played in the NBA. I dominated in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my mind was and where I was at. As far as college, high school, those things weren't my concern. I wasn't really focused on being the best high school basketball player. That's not a title that I inspired towards having or doing. As far as the culture and shifting the culture, I'll just leave it at this. Georgia Tech sent the private plane to pick me up to try to get me to go to their school. I don't know how much iller it gets than that. If culturally, if you change the culture, I think you're the first person to ever do that. I think, that is changing the culture, shifting the culture, through your play. And my cousin, he did that as well. Through the fire, I mean, I don't have to say much. You pretty much know what that is about. It's self-explanatory. But I think, if people thought that I was going to come on the internet and write or say something about my little cousin, they really don't know how I was raised from Mabel and Donald, and how we move and how we get down. Whatever feelings I have towards any person in my family, it would never be amongst you and me speaking about how I feel or what I think. It just won't happen. My mom, first of all, I got to answer to my mother after she finds out, you said what? About what? You know what I'm saying? So, that's not going to move in that, and it won't work. My mom would be so disappointed, and I wouldn't want to disappoint her or my little cousin from speaking about what he said and what he felt. If that's how he felt and that's what he's saying, that's how he feel and that's what he's saying. So this is not addressing. I love my little cousin, and that's what he is. He's my little cousin. You know what I'm saying? And I understand his feeling about how he felt. And I'm sorry if you feel that way. I apologize to him for making him feel a certain way. And I'll leave it at that. But at the end of the day, you know what it is. You know the vibes. You know what you saw. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, I just kind of want to show that as a refresher because Stephon Marbury spared Sebastian Telfair when he was talking about he was better than Skip and all this. Skip to my Lou went off on him and all that, back when that first happened. But I could tell the way he came to the internet that we would be where we are today. You came out blaming, your cousin Stephon Marbury for your failures and why he wouldn't let you be around Jay-Z. But honestly, am I going to let my 16, 17-year-old little cousin be around Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? That I'm close with. I live in the same building with. It ain't like a distant cousin that I ain't seeing. I'm seeing him every day. Um, why do you need to be with Jay-Z in the clubs at that age? You know what I'm saying? Especially at the stage Jay-Z was at in his life at that point, and so I think he blames him just by not being in the rock circle. And Sebastian talked about his big brother beating him up for trying to go hang around Jay-Z and all that. And so I see why Steph, like, people look at him and they call a grown man Hove and all this weird stuff, but at the end of the day, man, he is your family member and he don't need to be around that life at that age. And that's what Stephon Marbury was trying to show you. Stephon Marbury was in the NBA. He was seeing, how fast paced that life can be. And he was kind of telling some cautionary stuff to you while you were still a kid. Now, when you're an adult, he can tell you one thing, then you be like, nah, cuz I ain't doing that. And then you just go your own way. But while you a kid, it is in their best interest to protect you. Okay, you may not have the money that you thought you have, but I like the question that Mase asked Sebastian. He was like, "Can you call Jay-Z? Can you call LeBron right now? You talked about how close you are with them. Can you actually call them, get in touch with them right now?" And he ain't really had no answer for that. And he tried to act like they just too big. And see, that may be true, and they may be too busy, but I mean, a human is just a human. So I never liked Sebastian's mentality as far as how he put certain people way up there and then other people way down here when everybody is gonna die at the end of the day. Um, so yeah, man. But my point in saying all this is Steph kind of spared him in that moment. Steph could have really went in, talked about his failures and some of the things he was getting into and how he wouldn't listen and all that. But Steph just showed love to his little cousin. And here we are now, um, on a crash mission, going at Steven Jackson like this. And Steven Jackson was saying some real stuff. There was no need to bring up Kobe Bryant. Sometimes Steven Jackson inserts himself in things that um, maybe he probably shouldn't. Going to O Block, checking in with them. That is ridiculous. But in this instance right here, he's correct. Why are you talking about Kobe Bryant um, in his private life right now? If Kobe did what he had to do, he got to answer to God for that. Already had to do it. So that could just be something that you saw, you experienced, and it happened. And some things, I want to say this, some things you can know happen. And then when a person's dead, you just never bring them up again. That's also an option. Um, get on the platform and just have the spicy take, to earn a few dollars. Is it really worth, talking about someone like Kobe? Because the blowback is going to be much greater than what you about to earn from this. You have closed off some opportunities just by saying that. I don't know, if he knows that, but some other opportunities from people that might have even done some business, which I ain't even talking about known faces. I'm talking about corporate people, that were close with Kobe Bryant. They see something like that, they deem you as a clown. They won't do nothing with you. And I just think about Bassy, going to prison. Some of the situations he's gotten into, um, man, I'm not a fan of this at all. I think Steven Jackson was right with his take this time. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section, though. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. To next time.